Are we on?
Yep.
Hey, it's 10 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the Commissioners' Weekly Business Meeting to order. Thank you all for attending. We have anybody up there? We've got Sandy, Macy, Kim. Can't read that one.
Jamie Ross.
Oh, Jamie Ross and Kathy Biglotti. Hey, thank you. Is there any commissioner comments?
10:40 a.m. to 11 on a week ago today after our meeting. Accidental quorum in the commissioner's office regarding county attorney, state attorney letter to UDV board. Then 11:30 to 11:45, accidental quorum in the commissioner's office regarding DES windshield, repeater tower, government surplus vehicles for the road department. Present were Ashley Taylor, and Shane Houston. And then we discussed a little bit about the Fish Wildlife Parks FEMA projects in Beaver Creek Park.
Thank you. Any other commissioner comments?
Yesterday, approximately 11 o'clock, clerk and recorder came in, had discussion regarding one of the Rocky Boy superintendents of schools contacting the commissioners to get a date set up, hopefully for a meeting with them.
Okay,
Future.
that it then? Okay, is there any public comments on non-agenda items? There are none public comments on agenda items. Here none, employment, Hill County hire notification. Mallory Schaub has been hired as a full-time dispatcher for the Hill County Sheriff's Office. Mallory's start date will be December 9th, 2024. We have a letter here, a resignation letter, to Sheriff Ross. I'm tendering my resignation as Chief Deputy for the Hill County Sheriff's Office in anticipation of entering into retirement. The resignation will become effective December 31, 2024, signed by Rick Manfreda. And Rick has been a long time deputy, and we greatly appreciate the time he has given to the county. A letter of resignation. Jesse Prindeville, I'm resigning my employment with Hill County as a seasonal sprayer operator with the weed department. My last day of work will be 12/10/2024. Abatements, we have one abatement, Big Sky Stewards out of Butte, Montana. Previous amount was $3,551.59. Corrected amount is $2,159.95 for a difference of $1,391.64. Next item on our agenda is resolution number 2788. A resolution by the Board of Hill County Commissioners to affirmatively participate in the Montana Community Reinvestment Plan, identifying and approving AB Development Corporation as Hill County's Community Reinvestment Organization. Whereas the Hill County Board of County Commissioners recognize every community within Hill County has been impacted by a lack of affordable, attainable workforce housing, which in turn has led to a variety of issues for constituents and businesses. Whereas the state of Montana, through the enactment of House Bill number 819, House Bill 819. It has established the Montana Community Reinvestment Plan, MCRP, which is an innovative public-private platform to help middle-class income earners find an attainable pathway to owning their own home. The MCRP program calls for formation of a county reinvestment organization, CRO, to provide facilitated assistance for workforce housing and related services within Montana, to which state money is allocated based upon a county's gross domestic product. Whereas the MCRP program will provide the opportunity to meet significant community development needs and will enhance economic stability within the county. Whereas HAB, H-A-B, which is the HAB Development Corporation, is a 501c3 charitable organization that was founded in 1994 and is directly affiliated with Homefront, which is the largest municipal housing authority in the state of Montana. HAB qualifies as a CRO pursuant to the statutory requirements of HB. Okay. House Bill 819, excuse me. Each county must opt into the MCRP program by choosing one CRO within which to participate. Each CRO must establish a revolving fund which holds the state allocation. Whereas the Hill County Board of County Commissioners believes, after examining the program materials and considering the needs and the potential benefits to its residents, participation in the MCRP program is important to the continued health, welfare, and economic prosperity of the county's constituents and businesses. Now therefore be it resolved, the Hill County Board of County Commissioners selects HAB Development Corporation as its chosen community reinvestment organization for the purposes of participation in the Montana Community Reinvestment Plan. The Hill County Board of County Commissioners is prepared to work with regional governmental partners and interested stakeholders to support HAB with its undertaking to effectively and efficiently implement housing solutions for eligible participants in Hill County.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion of second to approve resolution number 24-2788. Further discussion? Further discussion?
Long time coming, and I think we really did do our due diligence on this one, so I'm happy with it.
Will a letter follow? Do we have a letter that we need to get out to them also following this resolution?
Yep.
Was that drafted? Was that drafted?
Not at this point. We haven't passed the document yet, so. Okay, no other discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed, same sign. Motion passed 3-0. Okay, the next item on the agenda is contracts and agreements. I have a letter here, specific task order, with Great West Engineering, which is Hill County's engineering services on call. This is project number 1-24136. This letter constitutes task order number 1 to our agreement for professional services dated June 13, 2024 for the above referenced project. Great West scope of services, schedule of fees, and schedule for completion of these services. In parentheses, services are as follows. Great West Engineering scope of services under this task order is to provide technical assistance to Hill County for the miscellaneous minor work items under $5,000 in value per request. To save time, requests for service may be verbal, but they will be followed up in writing. Email is acceptable. As compensation for these services, client shall pay Great West at hourly rates according to the schedule of billing rates plus expenses for estimated agreed upon total amount not to exceed $5,000 per request as determined by the consultant agreement. This amount cannot be exceeded without client's prior written approval. Please have an authorized representative sign both the originals of this letter and return one executed original to the Great West at the following address. So,
Motion to approve.
Sherry, did you second?
I did.
Thank you. Thought I heard it, but lost it. So further discussion. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Aye, those opposed, same sign, motion passed 3-0. Okay, the next item on our agenda is approval of the BIL/EECBG contract with Montana DEQ as an eligible pass-through entity for SCADA improvements at the City of Havre Water Treatment Plant. So I guess I'll start with Trevor for the reasons of it, and then Bonnie, if you would fill in after that. Thank you. What is the purpose of this?
As described in attachment A of the contract 525023, it is to make improvements, much needed improvements to our supervisory control and data acquisition system for the City of Havre Water Treatment Facility. To better maintain data, have better controls over the ever-changing qualities of the Milk River, and to provide safe drinking water to the Havre and surrounding community.
Bonnie, would you share with us basically how this grant operates and
So yes, I
how
will,
it benefits?
and open to questions certainly afterward, because I know this is a heck of a contract. So EECBG is Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant. It's Department of Energy funding that came by formula to the state of Montana. And then we pass it through to eligible entities. Eligible entities are cities or counties that did not get direct grant agreements. The reason Hill County is the subrecipient is because City of Havre did get a direct agreement from DOE, so they weren't eligible for the funding that comes out of the state. This is energy efficiency funding, installment of SCADA systems on water treatment generally decreases energy and water by 10 to 20%. So certainly a good use of this funding. I would like to answer any questions you have rather than ramble about the contract, but
Does anybody have any questions for Bonnie?
so just to be clear, it'd be a pass-through?
Yeah.
Okay. And so Sandy, do you have any questions? You'd be involved in this, correct?
well, and I do take a couple of notes here. You know, although the contract is, it's a lot of pages. you know, there are some pieces that are really key to pull out because with the state contracts, they're written to cover almost any possible scenario of anything that happens with state funding. But the strongest points or the points that are most important to us are the Buy American provision. Which, you know, we've already talked about. We need documentation on everything that's purchased from the wiring to the electrical panel, you know, to the computer systems, you know, that's something that needs to be tracked and you would, you know, need to work with your subs to do that. Davis-Bacon Act, federal requirement. It's likely only going to apply to the electricians unless plumbers get involved somehow or other trades. That is now done through an online platform called LCP Tracker. So you don't have to handle the paper anymore. You don't have to asking for that payroll as the city or the county. The sub can directly input their information and then somebody just has to go in and say, yes, that was the right amount. I haven't used it yet. We're waiting for the first project to launch. It's going to be a learning experience for all of us to figure that out. We're your partners or I'm your partner in that. It's not going to be, oh, that was wrong. You know, we'll likely do it wrong the first time and then we'll go back and fix it. So I don't want that to concern people. There is also within that scope of work, certain software companies that can't be used. That shouldn't be a problem because we're using all American based software in this program. It kind of goes down back to that Chinese spying. You know, we don't want any of that software in government systems. And then as far as the contracting goes, you know, as long as you guys are following your own procurement processes and checking debarment for your contractors, which there's only 4 contractors in the state that are debarred. So it's pretty, I think I could probably name them at this point. Insurance requirements, warranty, guarantee, you know, that's all on, you know, on your guys' side, but you know, it's a lot of the provisions that are in our contract, you already do because you're good at government contracting. So, and then I would like to answer questions.
So does it fall on the county if it's a pass-through within that
And that's what
documentation
that
that
contract
falls?
would hold the county harmless
Okay,
and that
yeah,
the city
we
would be
are.
responsible.
Yeah, and that's where I'm stepping out of that because, you know, ours is, you know, between us and the county, but, the other 2 contracts that we've done so far are also pass-throughs and they do have a sub-agreement. We're not, you know, from the state side, we don't want to be involved in that sub-agreement, but even with what we're doing on the federal side, these terms and conditions come to us and then through this agreement, we're handing them to you all and you all can have or, you know, then that flows even down to the trades after that and the engineering firms. So.
Terry, you had a question for Sandy?
Yeah, so Sandy, I was asking, but you were probably on your way over here at that time. Do you have any problems since we're gonna be the pass-through, the county would be a pass-through to the city for this funding for the water treatment plant?
No, because that's what I asked before, if it's gonna fall into our, you know, into our federal award system, and they said, no, it wasn't. I guess when I read it, I will be sure, and then they are turning in the information to you, you guys are checking it out, the drop just comes in and goes.
As far as the reporting, or are you talking about for like a drawdown request?
For and you said
Yes.
that you were doing the check work.
Yes, we'll do all the reporting.
So the
Yeah.
drawdown, where would the drawdown come through you guys, right?
How we request money from the county.
Okay.
Once it goes in, they turn in their reports and then it drops and then the money goes direct.
Okay.
So once they do that reporting, then they'll let you know. So then we make sure that we're all good.
Okay.
That was the one question that I had was on the federal funding. So who does that impact? Is that the county as the subrecipient or is that the city?
The 1 million,
Yes.
it would be a good question. Probably both.
It was stated before that it was you, not
Okay.
me, but.
Oh, for the 1 million, no, and that's,
that.
we could double check that. The 1 million where you have to have a financial audit, is that the question?
Because anything over the 750 does that trigger.
Mhm.
But that's what it was stated before, that it would not be the county. So maybe if there is some papers that go with it, can I read them? With everything that you had asked? I don't think paper.
I don't have
City
anything else. Is there
code,
more?
That's,
Between city and the county.
Is that
Is that
more
what you're
that we need to
asking
have?
no,
Information?
she's,
I know what she has. This is just.
Yeah, and that's, I know what you're talking about, and I'm not sure on the answer. I think it might still be the county, if you trigger over 1 million in federal funding to help us. And if this 500 puts you over that, if you already have another 500 in federal funding.
But set out to us on November 25th.
I'm not sure how.
The timeframe.
I think we have within the draft to have the money spent by the end of April,
end of May.
end of May. I just wrote it. I can't remember anymore. Oh, yeah.
As far as an agreement between the city and the county.
That, and that's a great question. We want to get this agreement in place, if you guys are wanting to move forward quickly, then this action is not dependent on the city and county's action agreement. So that time frame only affects this in that can the project get done?
And what that does then is sets that money aside and on.
Yes. Yes. So upon signature of this agreement, it should work where the drawdown from the state of Montana comes to Hill County fairly quickly.
This agreement.
Yes, that agreement. And then your sub-agreement, you don't, trying to figure out how to say this correctly. That can wait, work can wait until that sub-agreement's in place, but we want the work to be done within this time frame if possible.
And has that contract been signed already by the city?
No,
It's for the city, correct?
between,
That contract? We're
County.
just signing the sub.
What we would do is sign this contract with them.
You guys can
And
sign that.
then this contract would be signed with the city before they could get any funds.
correct.
So what's in question is that contract not being looked at by the county attorney at this point, or had no response being brought back to anybody.
I've
That
not heard that
contract's
from-
been looked at, correct?
From the county attorney.
Yeah, does the county
I do
attorney
believe
need
it's
to
been
look at
provided
it?
to her,
Pardon me?
but I haven't heard back from,
Correct.
And this was drawn up by the city attorney.
correct.
So we have to approve a contract and this
Subcontract.
subcontract.
And that would, I believe, would be two different options.
This kind of got put on here last minute. Do you have a brief summary of what this contract's stating? No.
That is holding county not responsible for this contract. It is passing it to the city of Havre.
Not talking about the contract. What is the contract and stating? Do you,
We're talking DEQ or city of Havre?
talking about the contract we got to sign today. I want to know what that contract
This
is
one.
about.
This is to be able to receive the DOE dollars as passed through from DEQ to Hill County.
This,
As the eligible recipient of,
this is the contract with DEQ. And that has to be done for the MOU with the city.
Yeah.
Or
And so
very
when you-
likely should.
When you look at this large pile of paper. That front piece is all our state of Montana template. With a lot of words. And then there's also wording in there that says, federal takes precedence, which is the back piece there. The meat of it truly is about it's attachment A. And that's that scope of work. But then within that scope of work, I think it's page 20, or page 1 of attachment A. But we try to put the key pieces within this scope of work that talk about that Davis-Bacon piece, talk about the Buy American, talking about the software. And, to draw that out of like, these are the really strong requirements federally. Pulled out within the scope of work, and they're within both the terms and conditions on the federal money, and then within the state contract, and those are in there as well. The other things that are in the state contract, there's requirements for insurance. And I think the debarred contractors, there's a form that, they say has to be checked for that. Yeah, I mean, it's not anything, I don't think, that you haven't seen before. As there's nothing in here that's not in a regular state contract, nothing that should trigger a lot of concern. Some concern, certainly, when we say Hill County is responsible for this contract, and then, but you guys want to give it to Havre. That's why you want to make sure that sub agreement is pretty strong, to make sure that Trevor's going to give us all the paperwork that he says he is, or else I'm going to come back to Hill County and say, hey, for your contract, we're not getting what we need, which is really, that Buy American, that Davis-Bacon, that software, those pieces. I don't see it being, a lot of the wording in this main contract applies to, we would use this for a remediation site or a Superfund site, things like that. So it's pretty strongly worded. But this project is really putting system controls on a water system to make it work smarter. It's not, you're not taking down walls, you're not digging holes, you hopefully not gonna light anything on fire. I always just say hopefully there because things happen. But, this project is fairly low risk as far as everything that we say here. If this goes wrong, you're against your contract. But it would be really difficult for most of these things to go wrong with this type of project.
And just to reiterate, a lot of that scope A or attachment A scope of work, many of those components are already commonly American made. So Allen Bradley is our PLC manufacturer that we currently have and would continue using. They are manufactured here in the US. Most electrical wiring components are manufactured in the US. I'm trying to think of maybe some of the interface would have concern, but we plan on using American anyway, just for that warranty quality. And then the Davis-Bacon, yes, one that I've noted was the electricians would fall under Davis-Bacon, and our engineering project manager is well aware of that.
And I believe the project itself is pretty fairly well designed. They are your engineer.
One of our contracted engineering
Yeah.
based in Great Falls, all over the state of Montana. So this isn't the first time they've done a project of this scope.
So I guess what I'm wondering is, it's not on our agenda, just the pass-through was, so we need to get our contract on there to approve. And then follow through with the subcontract, correct?
The MOU.
That should be the process.
So what we'd be acting on today is the contract with DEQ. have that in place, then we can schedule on the next agenda for the MOU with the city.
Yep.
No, because, I mean, this second page right here, this page, they might state how it's going to be between the two.
City and the county.
Mhm.
So I'll make the motion to approve the BIL/EECBG contract with Montana DEQ. And the, for the pass-through entity for SCADA improvements at the City of Haver Water Treatment Plant.
Second.
We have motion and a second for the discussion.
Thank you for all your work on this.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion passed 3-0. Tiffany, would you make sure that the MOU with the city of Havre and the county gets on the next meeting's agenda, please? Thank you. Tony, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
So okay if I stick around for a minute?
Yeah.
A long trip for a few minutes.
It's morbid here.
Greatly appreciated. We like to share our scenery with others. Thank you.
Beautiful.
All right, next item on there is the county need, which is public meeting for December 19th, 2024. For the Old Post Road residents and Metal Arc Estates residents regarding the proposed water, wastewater and water RSID. And that a notice has gone out, and I believe today is the second notice for it. Okay, the next item on the agenda is health insurance, medical retiree contribution amount. Current premium for retirees is $290 for discussion and action. Do we want to continue that, or do you have questions for Kathy?
I think at this time we should just continue on with the 290 if it needs to be explored more, because we're kind of on a,
We're in the middle of the year, I would
Yeah.
say.
and
It's
just,
jumping boat now.
and if you want to change course next year or change that up, but I think as of now, we should just keep with what we got and move forward.
That a motion?
Yes, I motion to keep the health insurance medical retiree contribution amount at 290 for this current fiscal year of 24-25.
Thank you.
Second.
A motion and a second for the discussion.
I just, big part of that I need is because I need that stuff for the actuary that I gotta finish up on, so I appreciate it.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, those opposed, same sign. Motion passed 3-0. Okay, I have a letter here from Daryl and Ez. I'd like to take some time off, December 24, 26, 27 vacation days. I have a letter here, a contribution of sick leave from Rick Manfreda in the amount of 160 hours. And he meets the requirement of having more than 80 hours left on his personal sick leave. So do I have approval to sign that?
We need a formal motion, or
We don't need a motion, it's just
I'm fine
everybody's
with that.
happy with it.
Does he meet that, Kathy? Is he at
'Cause
that?
we always get that form. back.
Okay, so I'm good.
Okay.
And that policy is going to be under review for the county officials meeting as of January, to look at the verbiage and possibly changing that policy up some and the formatting.
I have another notice here from Commissioner Strissel. He's gonna be out of state December 14th through the 16th. Next item on the agenda is our wonderful stack of paper. Our claims. Well, this is just a small one. We get a whole box at the end of the month. Action Plumbing and Construction, this is commissioners, this is for HVAC project. $366,795. Arc Electrical Solutions, this is Hill County Ambulance. For labor and material, $1,150. Boland Drilling, this is UDB, they drilled 2 wells for monitoring on the landfill. $12,744. Chippewa Cree Senior Citizen Program Council on Aging. This is several months of a contract, $21,322. Control Solutions, Health Department. This is 3-year of cloud service for data loggers. The vaccines, $126.
Did you miss a couple?
Oh, snap.
No, I skipped several.
Did you?
Sorry about that. That's good, Sherry.
I did that so I could get it out of order.
Thanks.
Camp Spot, Hill County Parks. This is for the monthly fee, $100. See, that's one in there.
That should be 17, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Carroll College, this is the health department for their sampling of the wastewater.
That one.
$1,776.88. Division of Criminal Investigation, Sheriff's Office, Legion transaction fees and Romanex program fee, $1,548.13. Great West Engineering, this is task order number 29, Cottonwood Bridge and Sergeant Bridge inspections, $128.75. Great West Engineering is commissioners, task order 14, Milk River, right bank levy under seepage relief valves. Great West Engineering, task order 23, Milk River levy, ARPA grant administration, $145. Great West Engineering, task order 15, Milk River right bank levy closure structures, $8,308.68. These are ARPA funds that have to be spent by the end of 25. They're the last were Pot B, if you will. Great West Engineering, task order number 27, Beaver Creek Dam tailwater channel rehab, $6,492. Great West Engineering, task order number 28, Beaver Creek Dam, 2024 5-year periodic inspection. $1,474.75. Hank Tweetin's Auto Body, Sheriff's Office, repair on a vehicle, $3,523.30. Albert Ford, Council on Aging, a 2023 Ford Escape and a 2023 Ford Edge. $59,395.
And these are with the ARPA dollars that we had to utilize before September 30th, I believe. Sometime in there.
And those
What is
other
it?
dollars are, the Council on Aging only, not the.
Correct. Yep, those are strictly COA.
Hey, Montana Department of Revenue, Action Plumbing. This is the 1% gross receipts tax, $3,705. Northwestern Energy, this is, the power and gas at the jail, $4,324.81. Sheriff's Office, $75.93, for a total of $4,400.74. This is Soul Star Designs. This is web work for the Hill County Parks, Beaver Creek Parks, $433.25. Cisco, Montana, Council on Aging. This is food and non-food items for the Haber Senior Center. $2,596.36, 36 cents.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Do you see what that is?
Yeah, I was,
It's for her doing
The-
those
the
designs
merch
for
and-
their shirts. that they
Yeah.
sell.
Cisco, Montana, Council on Aging, food and non-food items, Haber Senior Center, $3,567.64. You just staple more together than it just wow.
No, I ain't got a staple big enough.
Yes, you do. I know you do. Verizon Wireless, Hill County Ambulance, $146.93. Verizon Wireless, Justice Court, $52.39.
Hers becomes a timing issue. That's why you'll see that sometimes now. And sometimes-
Wex Bank, Sheriff's Office, $4,592.99 fuel. This is Visa, county credit cards. There's 2 claims missing. One is health, one's Council on Aging.
Don't try to sign it.
No.
The other. Thank you.
Visa, county attorney, $292.21.
You'll notice the top two do not have a coating on it. We're waiting to hear back from Kathy, but we gotta figure out if we're taking out of clerk of court or if it will come out of county attorneys.
What is it for again?
What's that?
What was it for again?
Well, they ended up with a court situation and they had to pay the witness or the locales, so they have to figure out which one has to really pay for it.
Oh, okay.
Visa, clerk and recorder, miscellaneous items, $709.12. I'll get into a thick one. Fair, the Visa card, miscellaneous, rooms, curtains, candy. Holy buck.
Trunk or treat.
Ah,
$471 for candy. $5,040.51.
I mean, I personally spent $100 on candy this
Yeah.
Halloween.
that's true.
Very.
And that was just a couple days.
We appreciate your donation. Visa, Mosquito District, this is lodging for an annual meeting, 2 people, $2,067.68. Visa Sheriff's Office, monthly shredding, $265.87. Visa Treasurer's account, Amazon order, $100.81. Visa Weed Department, probably a manual, ASA Remote Pilot Prep, $24.90. Visa UDB, truck parts, $190.96. Visa DES, windshield fluid and diesel winterizer.
It's for her vehicle, for the vehicle.
$33.43. Visa Hill County Ambulance,
Had to send something back.
so this is
Yeah.
postage,
Yeah, it's postage.
postage,
Yes.
$23.75. Okay, that is the last of our, claims and payroll. Is there any public comments on agenda items? Has anybody said anything up there or sent any messages? Thank you. Public comments on non-agenda items.
Did have a question on the agenda items. On going back to that DEQ contract for section 28, who will be listed as a subrecipients contract manager?
Good question.
Or is that something that the county could put me as a contract manager, or is that able to be done?
So I would need somebody with Hill County to be the contract manager, and then they could, I mean,
Delegate.
it would be nice if everything we do, if I could copy the county and the city and everything, so we don't have communication breaks.
So what I would like to do is have the county appoint somebody to be a manager.
Yeah. And probably it would be best if it's a fiscal person, because they'll be doing the drawdown or the,
So when you say fiscal, you're talking about clerk and recorder or treasurer? Which one would you prefer?
In other contracts like this, where do they usually go?
I have one of each currently, so probably the treasurer.
An agreement?
Would that entail the money, just the movement of the money?
Yeah, I think, and communication, just as the person would know what's going on with the project itself.
I would say it'd be the clerk and recorder because the audit is done through
Yeah.
clerk and recorder. So to me, this
Okay.
would probably be the clerk and recorder.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm fine with the clerk and recorder, with that. Any opposition?
I,
Clerk and recorder
me,
might
it looked
have-
like it should be Sandy if she's doing the pass through and the drawdowns, but I guess we just have different opinions on that.
And then my other question would be for section 7. What written consent would the state need from the county to name the city of Havre as its subrecipient as the pass-through? Is that something where that contract could serve as that written?
So we don't need to send out a memo or anything. It's, this will suffice.
That should suffice.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I just want to see a
This will
copy
be
of that.
forwarded on to you also.
Yeah.
Okay.
When it's signed. Okay,
And then I will need to get the UEI and tax ID numbers.
Do you need cities?
We need the counties.
what did you say the first one?
The UEI,
Beginning with
Good
this.
to me.
Oh,
That's a new
your
one.
sam.gov? That, your,
That's Sam's.
Sam's number?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Which clerk and recorder should have that.
your unique entity ID.
Yep.
Doesn't spell out UEI.
Unique.
Entity ID. You have an acronym and an acronym. I love it. And it's an alphanumeric, which makes it all the better.
Right.
You guys, all my questions that I had for this contract, and then I have another question on the RSID. The city of Havre Public Works plans on being there. Are there any requests for additional materials brought to include maps or proposed additional proposals or?
As much
Utility systems.
information that you can provide.
Okay.
Basically, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of questions on the water system that's installed, and what your plans are for that.
The North Central Montana Regional Water one.
Because that's where everything's gonna come from. You know, I don't know what Ron Harmon's gonna bring as far as his plans or projections for his stuff. But, like I said before, there are requests for water to go across to the airport side. And if we're doing that, maybe we wanna do the, wastewater at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know how or who to contact over on that side to get the word around. So if you have a person that you think would be good, let me know. So any other comments on agenda items?
One follow-up as far as, the financial person, you know, clerk and recorder, the treasurer. I would, as the commish, I would get a hold of Nancy at Mako, because she would be a good person to know who really should hold that task.
Okay.
So there.
Okey-dokey. Public comments on non-agenda items. Hearing none, the meeting is adjourned at 10:53. Thank you all.
Get it back.